What is going on, guys? I am the FD Guru, bringing to you guys a Thursday edition of my MLB DFS podcast. We had a big night last night. We were due for it. We cashed in basically every single lineup. And if you watched yesterday's video, you should have done pretty well. Rich Hill ended up actually getting hurt after the first inning, who was a big pitcher of mine and a big pitcher of many others. But it didn't even end up mattering. Brian Reynolds really carried the whole slate for us. No one really had him, and I was big on him yesterday. So let's do that again tonight. Let's really nail down these value plays and have another huge night so we can keep on building that bankroll. So for first off, the rain tonight, there's two games that are a little bit sketchy, so I won't mention them. They could get rained out or have some delays, and that's the first two games on the slate. Philly at Washington and Houston at New York. So keep an eye out on the forecasts of those games. They're pretty good games to pick from as far as bats go, but we'll have to see. I'm not going to mention anyone there. So for pitching, cash game pitchers is two guys I can't really decide on here. I like Frankie Montes a lot. It's going to be a battle between him and Morton tonight in Oakland. It's basically a pick'em, and it's a very low total. Montes is playing very well. His last two starts he's pitched very well, and he's been pretty consistent all year. He's got a solid 2.85 ERA, and honestly, it's a flip of a coin between him and Morton tonight. He's just over 1,000 cheaper, so he makes for a better play. Odorizzi's also a really good play if you want to spend up for him in Kansas City. I don't think it's as good of a play, but I don't mind it. Odorizzi has been absolutely phenomenal all year, a main reason why the Twins are doing so well. 2.24 ERA, and his game log is as good as it gets, so Odorizzi's also a really good play. 10,000 on the road, though. It's not an obvious play, in my opinion. And then more of a flyer play, kind of an interesting play here. If you want to throw him in some GBPs, is Zach Gallen. He just got called up from Miami. Pablo Lopez is on the IL, so this is going to give him an opportunity. He has posted a solid 1.77 ERA in the minors, so he could do pretty well in the majors. We'll have to see. The Cardinals are as cold as it gets. Over the last few games, they only have like 11 total runs. Last night, they only scored 2 runs, and the game before that, they got shut out. So there's no better team to come into the majors to face against than the Cardinals. They're ice cold offensively, so Zach Gallen can make for a decent play. This game has a low total. It's just kind of hard to see what we're going to get out of him or how many pitches they're going to let him go. But if he comes out there hot, the Marlins will keep him in, so he's a decent GBP play. High risk, but high reward as well at that price. For the infield, the Twins offense is looking to do some damage tonight in Kansas City against Glenn Sparkman. The Twins are all very expensive, but one really good value bat who's actually batting in the middle of that Twins not middle of the lineup, but towards the middle is Luis Arias, or however you say it, Arez. 2,400, he's batting 6th tonight. I do love him as a nice value play at second base. He could be batting with guys on base all night long. He could have a lot of RBI opportunity, and at that price, being in the middle of a lineup on a team that's supposed to score a lot of runs, I don't mind that play at all. He's also been really, really good with the opportunity that he's had so far this year. He's batting .393. It's a pretty small sample size, but it seems like he does at least something every time he draws a start, so I do like him tonight. Decent value play. At third base, Vlad Guerrero, he's been kind of cold as of late, but he has a really good matchup tonight. You want to try to stack this Angels-Blue Jays game as much as you can. It's got a very high total. Vlad Guerrero sees the righty-lefty matchup tonight in Toronto, so I don't mind him as a nice value play. 2,800 is a very cheap price. We all know he's got the pop. He could go deep for you. He should get 4, maybe 5 at-bats tonight, batting second. So even though he's been kind of cold over the last few games, the matchup's there tonight, and I don't mind picking him at third base. For the outfield, we're going to get a little chalky here. Both of these outfield plays I'm going to mention to you are going to be super chalk tonight. First guy, Mike Trout, you just have to pick him. He's just so good. There's just no one like him. He could go down as one of the best ever, if not the best ever. And if you watched last night, his 2 homers were very impressive. Hit an absolute bomb his first time, and then his second homer, which was a grand slam, he basically dug out of the dirt. It wasn't even a strike. So this guy is as hot as it can get, as hot as he can get right now. 22 homers, 56 RBIs. He's got the great righty-lefty matchup against Clayton Richard. Richard has a 7.5 ERA. Expect the Angels to do some damage, and like I said, this game has a very high total, so try to get as much exposure to it as possible. Then my last play here, another chalk play in the outfield. Kyle Schwarber is confirmed leading off tonight. The Cubs should put up some runs tonight. A really, really good matchup against Walker Lockett, the righty. He has a 9.6 ERA. Schwarber draws that lefty-righty matchup, and he's been pretty good as of late. Super chalky play. People love picking him, especially when his salary is in the low 3,000s. And his game log's pretty good. He's got homers basically throughout. Big-time power hitter, leading off, going to get 5 at-bats. The Cubs, like I said, going to score a good amount of runs tonight, or they should. 18 points in his last 2 games, so it's really, really easy to pick Kyle Schwarber tonight. You should definitely do it in all formats. That'll sum up today's video, guys. Try to drop a like if you can, and subscribe, please. Try to get my name around. Until Friday, tomorrow, I am the FD Guru, and I am signing off. Peace.